Hey, just want to do a quick walkthrough of our company's manifesto. So the way this reads is there are 10 declarations, essentially, each with a meaning. And the intent is to not have a rule book to guide decisions that you make. We want to enable autonomy across the entire team at all levels in the organization. And as long as you're not violating these overs, then you're probably making the right decision. Doesn't guarantee that, but it helps kind of steer it that way. So one thing to note is that both the left and the right side are actually both good things. Just we find that through our experiences, sometimes these may be in conflict with each other, where you have to choose between two good things. And this, again, gives you that guidance around our company's overall value system. So first of all, we want you to avoid risk, but not at the expense of doing bold change. So what that means is always minimize risk, but never at the expense of shooting for the stars. So we're creating a category. We're doing something big. It's honestly, it's the biggest potential outcome that ever could be. Creating that platform that restores autonomy for all of humanity, and create a collaborative intelligence platform that allows humanity to retain autonomy and yet share knowledge through a secure knowledge network. It's a pretty big deal. So bold change is definitely par for the course. And we'll do that even at the expense of sometimes having some risks pay off, not pay off, but basically create negative outcomes, and that's that's okay. Otherwise, there's no point. The next is customer success over profit. So of course we want to increase revenue, we want to decrease expenses, i.e. Maximize profit, but never at the detriment to our customers. So if you ever find these are in conflict, always err on the side of what's going to make the customer successful, even if it's at the expense of our profitability. The next is data collaboration over collaboration. So think of that as a catch-all for any other form of collaboration. So we want to work collaboratively with customers and colleagues, but we want to use Cinchy for all of that, wherever possible. So we want to use that over email. We want to use that over conversations. We want to use that over meetings, over spreadsheets. So it doesn't mean we will never meet. We will never have email. We will never have spreadsheets. But it's just when there's the ability to do data collaboration over collaboration, you're going to want to choose that option for a number of reasons to help us ultimately achieve our end vision. The item 4 is do what makes sense over what you're asked to do. So ultimately we want people to do what they're asked to do, but if what they're asked to do just doesn't make any sense, be it from a customer or a manager, meaning it's not in your best interest, it's not in their best interests, then don't do it. Have the conversation, of course, but don't do it just because you're told. Make sure you buy into the fact that it makes sense to do it. In other words, use your brain. The next is maximizing results over predictability and working hard. So the rewards and recognitions are going to be driven by results and outcomes, regardless of how accurate your forecasts are and how hard you work. So if you forecast, 10 work units and you deliver 10, then you're predictable. But if you forecast 10 and you deliver 50, then I'd rather have the 50, even though you're unpredictable. And if you can deliver the 70 and work half the time, then I want the 70, meaning it's about the outcomes for yourself, for the company, and for the customer that ultimately are going to be what differentiates. So work hard where you need to, be predictable where you need to, but focus on that result. The next is removing complexity over adding capabilities. So we want to deliver, and this is not just within the product itself, it's within our processes, within our company operating model, within everything. How we manage to develop talent, everything. So we want to deliver as much change as possible, but only change that does net simplification for the stakeholder. So it's about removing complexity. So you add in order to take away. You don't add for the sake of adding. So just make sure that you can, in your own mind, rationalize any new feature, any new function, any new process, any new step in terms of what is it taking away. Because the world is way too complicated, and Cinchy being a play on the word cinch, which means simple, we are the simplification company. If we don't focus on simplicity, we're not living up to our name. So respecting ownership over taking control. So of course we want to take control and make sure that we own the outcome, but never at the expense of respecting the ownership of others. So obviously take care of your own house, and when others don't, make sure that you facilitate the resolution of that. But don't do the job for them. That's not going to be healthy for them, for you, for the company. This is true not only for employees, but customers as well. Hold people accountable. deliver on your accountabilities, call people out, escalate, but don't pick up the slack for others. Ultimately, we all need to contribute. The next one is an important one for us. It's show over tell. So it's not show and tell, it's not tell, so it's not PowerPoints or promises, but we want to be able to say what we can do and actually do it, like literally right now. Otherwise, they're not going to believe you. Nobody, we're in the age of fake news. What we need is demonstrable results that are kind of near immediate in real time if we want people to actually believe what we're saying. So always show. The next is solving problems over reporting problems. So we want you to report problems, but hey, given the choice, I want you to solve it. So don't keep the problems to yourself and don't leave the solutions to others. And the next one's an interesting one. We want you to be proud of your work, but never at the expense of being transparent. So have pride in your work, but open yourself up to feedback on everything from everyone. This is going to be how we all each individually get better. So don't conceal things behind a curtain only then to reveal it. Show people your dirty laundry, just to kind of get it out all in the open, and be proud of the fact that things are a work in progress, and welcome the feedback right from the first word. That's how ultimately we're going to have continuous, genuine improvement versus kind of marginal status quo. So again, if you're evaluating any decision you're faced, any circumstance, if you use this as a tool to support your decision making, and in your mind it kind of checks the box where you're not picking the right over the left, it's either irrelevant or it's the left over the right, then chances are you're making the right choice and you're empowered to make that choice and move forward. You don't always have to check in. So hope that helps. Thanks. Bye.